Today's lesson, how to brew beer. In its most common form, you will need 4 simple ingredients. First, barley. Not so great, is it? Next, you'll need some hops. Ooh, I wouldn't try it that way. Kind of gross, isn't it? Then some water. Not so bad. Kind of bland, though. And the last ingredient, yeast. Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't. These 4 basic ingredients by themselves are not so special, but you put them all together, delicious! So here it is, your step-by-step instructions on how to brew beer. The primary job of these little cone-shaped flowers is to provide bitterness and aroma to your final product. Hops are usually ready to be harvested in the late summer and can be used within hours of picking, or dried out and used at a later time. Once the grains have been processed by the maltster and sent off to the brewers, they must be cracked open using a grist mill, such as this one here. All the while, the water temperature is being brought up to a steaming 170 degrees, so that the grains may be soaked for approximately 45 minutes, which will break down the starches into sugars. This process, called mashing, is conducted at a consistent 155 degrees. The mash is then transferred into another vessel fitted with a false bottom, which filters out most of the unnecessary solids. We call this vessel the lauter tun. Then prepare your hot liquor tank with 170-degree water, which will be used in the process of sparging. This involves spraying the heated water over the grains to extract the fermentable sugars left behind. The resulting sweet liquid, called wort, is drained into the brew kettle. Remember, one mustn't be too wasteful. The spent grain will make an excellent meal for some local farm animals. After the wort has been completely transferred to the brew kettle, the liquid must be heated to achieve a boil. Continue this roiling boil for approximately 30 minutes before adding the hops. During this time, the alpha acids contained within the hop flour will contribute the pleasant bitterness to your beer. After boiling for approximately 25 minutes, you can add some Irish moss, which will coagulate any solid proteins created during the boiling process. With just a few minutes left to go in the boil, the addition of the finishing hops is now called for. The primary purpose of this addition is to add some desirable aromatics to your beer. At the conclusion of the boil, the wort must be rapidly cooled down to approximately 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Sterilization is now of absolute importance. From now on, everything that comes in contact with the cooled wort must be extremely clean to avoid contamination. Once the wort is cooled, it will be transferred into the primary fermentation vessel. At this point, calculate the specific gravity with a small sample of wort, which will ultimately determine the alcoholic content. By adding the magical ingredient yeast, you will convert your sugars into alcohol and transform your wort into beer. Pop in the airlock, give it a swirl, and let it ferment in a dark, dry place. Fermentation temperatures will vary from around 68 degrees for ales and cooler 50 degrees for lagers. After fermentation has considerably slowed down, it is time now to transfer to the secondary fermenter. This will give the beer a chance to finish fermenting and settle out any of the protein byproducts left behind by the yeast. This is also the time when additional ingredients or spices will be added, which can include anything from vanilla beans to toasted oak chips, or even some additional whole flower hops in a process called dry hopping. When the fermentation has completely subsided and the yeast has settled to the bottom of the tank, it is now ready to be bottled. Keep in mind, though, that everything coming in contact with the beer must be thoroughly cleaned. This includes both bottles and the caps you will be using. After they have been sanitized and you have added a small amount of priming sugar, you can then begin filling the bottles to about 1 inch from the rim. Fasten the caps nice and tightly so that they form a seal at the top of the bottle. Over the next several days, condition your bottles at a consistent temperature to allow natural carbonation to form. So that's how it's done, whether you're working out of a brew house or a lake house. Now it's time to reward yourself for all your hard work. Sit back and enjoy the best glass of beer you'll ever taste.